All right. This is my first video talking about WWE, but this is gonna be probably a rare take, but I don't like the Anoa'i family, and it mostly has to deal with the fact that they pretty much all became successful, or at least most of them, by emulating black culture. Now, just to start the video, I want to talk about myself. So, number one, as I've mentioned in a few videos already on this channel, I'm half black and half Mexican. So, even though I'm mixed, I still feel a little bit more connected towards my dad's side, my black side. And I'm a lot more distant from my mom's side. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but I'm a little bit closer to my dad's side. But the reason why I say that is because one of the examples, of course, that I'm going to have to go over is The Rock, and why I guess, like, you could say he might get a pass more than the others, at least, like, definitely more than the Usos, more than Roman Reigns, and more than Jacob Fatu. But still, I don't want to completely give him a pass. And the reason I'm going to talk about him first, right, is because he's the one that I'm closest with. Not in terms of, like, personally, like, I don't fucking know him. I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, he's mixed, I'm mixed. So a lot of, like, mixed race people that are, like, black and something else, or like white and something else, you know, like, mixed people tend to have a lot more unique experiences, right? But the reason why I want to get into The Rock first, on why I don't like how he kind of just discards everything associated with his black side, and pretty much just uses it when it's convenient for him, is because, you know, that's pretty much one of the main things that the black community says all the time. And again, I don't blame them. Like, it makes complete sense why monoracial black people feel a way towards mixed people, because you have people like the fucking Rock, where they want to be black when it benefits them, but then when it doesn't benefit them, then they'll you know, take their other side more often than not. Like, they'll say, like, oh, I'm white, you know, when they're around white people and they're like half black, half white. Or, you know, if you're somebody like me, half Mexican, half black, and then they take the Mexican side, you know, like, nobody's forcing you to take a side. But again, if you decide on your fucking own to, you know, take one side more than the other, then you can expect that backlash. So when it comes to The Rock, you know, nobody, including The Rock himself, unless there's something that I'm missing, there's some type of, like, interviews out there somewhere where he talks about the Nation of Domination, but he rarely ever, like, acknowledges that portion of his career where he came in and pretty much joined the biggest, like, black faction in WWE history, like, even more than the New Day and Crime Time, and uh I forgot Titus O'Neil and Darren Young's team name, the New Age, something like that. I forgot what it was. But anyways, he came in the biggest black group, right? But more often than not, people are associating him, and even himself, like I said, with the Anoa'i family and this whole bloodline story. And he's not even that much involved in this shit. Like, he's well past his prime, and, you know, like, his role in the story is not even all that big. But it's like he attributes all of his success to the family, you know, the Anoa'i family, and he rarely ever, like, makes note of his earlier years in the Nation of Domination, and then, you know, like, being known as Rocky Jr. and whatnot. It's always, you know, like, oh, our fucking family has been here for this long, and they've been, you know, building this company up, right? But again, the part that pisses me off is every time somebody from this fucking family becomes a big star, it's always when they start emulating black culture. The only nigga in their family that got over, like, on his own, right, as a single star. I'm not talking about, like, the old tag team like the Wild Samoans. I'm not talking about like the tag team Samoans, right? I'm just talking about all the single stars. So like Rikishi, The Rock, Roman Reigns, Jay and Jimmy when they split, and even as a tag team, because you'll understand, right? I don't want to veer too off topic right now. I want to stay on fucking topic, right? But the only person in the family that got over without emulating black culture 24/7 was Yokozuna. And even then, they didn't even fucking represent Samoan culture. That nigga was acting like a Japanese person, right? So back to The Rock. The Rock pretty much does not really acknowledge his earlier portion of his career, and he always attributes his success to, his Samoan side, right? And another thing about The Rock that I seen is that, his dad always like traveled a lot and stuff like that. So he said that he would mostly be around like his mom's side of the family and the Samoan side, right? Which again is fine. But then they had him pretty much like emulating everything about black culture and stuff like that, about being a black American and whatnot, by like the things he says and the way he dresses. And, of course, being in the faction with a bunch of other black Americans when he was in the Nation of Domination. Yet all of his success is just like, oh, Anoa'i this, Anoa'i that. This family did this for me. It's like he just never gives credit to anything else, right? Like your entire fucking gimmick is like black culture, like your fucking the stuff you say and do and stuff like that. All of it is black culture. But the main ones that I want to talk about are the Samoans that we got right now, because this shit is like beyond frustrating for me, right? And I picked the perfect time to make this video because just yesterday, I don't know if it was like before yesterday or whatnot, but I seen it yesterday, where Kevin Nash was talking about Javon Evans and how he needs to be more urban. Whatever the fuck that means. I mean, we know what it means, but everybody's gonna act like it doesn't mean what he meant it to be. But it's just so fucking irritating how actual black people like Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair and the Street Profits and the New Day and Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and then even all the other black wrestlers back then, like you had Ezekiel, the one on ECW, and Shelton Benjamin, Crime Time. It's like every time you have actual black people, right, they don't ever get any type of pushes that they deserve. Like, I could name a couple people from that group that deserve pushes. Like, you have Montez Ford. He should have got a singles push. I know he doesn't want to, be a single star and he wants to still be in the tag team, but he should have got a singles push. They're giving Braun Breaker a bigger push than Obafemi and Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Shelton Benjamin back then should have got his own push because he was great in the ring, and I thought he was pretty good on the mic. He might not have been, one of the fucking elites like John Cena or Bret Hart or The Rock or somebody like that, but he was still decent. And then same thing with Mark Henry, but his push only came way fucking later. But it's like, nonetheless, the point is a lot of them don't get the pushes that they deserve. And then you have all the Samoans that come on and pretty much emulate different aspects of black culture, whether it's what they wear, what they say, what they do. Like, regardless of any of that shit, it's all fucking black culture. Like, you got Jacob Fatu coming out and, saying yada I mean and all this other type of shit. And like, bro, that's like black slang out here in California. Like, what Samoan do you fucking hear talking like that, And then on top of that, you have him wearing dreads, and then he's got grills, and then going back to the fucking Usos, the same thing with them. Those motherfuckers used to be doing the I forgot what the thing was that they do before the match, but like, you guys remember like way before the Uso penitentiary stuff, when they used to come out and do the chant and stuff like that, and then they got the face paint and the shorts and whatnot, and that was their thing, that was related to Samoan culture, and that was fine, but it didn't get them over. So what did they do? They started using black fucking culture, and again doing the same thing that Jacob Fatu did. They started coming out wearing clothes and dressing like black Americans do, and then they got grills on, and then they got the fucking hats and whatnot, pretty much just emulating black culture to a T. And it finally got them over, and then they got this big ass push. And then, same thing with Rikishi. He wasn't getting over like super early in his career. And then what did they do? They changed it. And then his music was literally by black people. And then you got him fucking breakdancing in the ring and whatnot. It's like these dudes, it's like, as I've never seen an entire fucking family have an identity crisis. Like, I understand one person having an identity crisis, two people having an identity crisis, but this entire family who just always talks about how great the legacy of their family is and how prideful they are of Samoan culture they are and whatnot. They all fucking got over from black culture. They did not get over from anything Samoan related. Like the only one that really did the whole like Samoan shit was Roman, when they were starting like the bloodline shit, and then the Wild Samoans came out and gave him like the red thing. Again, I forgot what the name of it was, but he was like the main one doing that shit. But then, like I said, with the Usos and Jacob Fatu and then Rikishi, it's like all of them, they don't fucking do anything really related to Samoans. Like, they all do like maybe one or two things. Like I said, you have Rikishi, who came out with that fucking, that thing that looks like a sumo wrestler that he had on. And then the Usos, like I said, where they would have the face paint, and then they would do like the thing at the beginning of the match. But besides that, everything else was black culture. Everything else. The way they talk, the way they act, the way they dress after that, like all black culture. But then when you have actual black fucking wrestlers, they don't let them get any type of push. It's like, bro, you're getting the people that made this fucking culture popular, the people that made these these sayings, and made this fashion popular, and made these hairstyles and all this type of stuff. The people that actually fucking made it, and they're not getting no pushes. But then you have this family who claims to be so prideful of being Samoan, pretty much just taking everything from black culture and then making it their gimmick. And then the one that pisses me off the most is Jay Uso, because all of his shit has been popular 10 plus fucking years ago. Like, his whole yeet thing was literally a fucking meme made like 10 plus years ago by black kids that were just doing random shit. It was just a random fucking video from a long ass time ago. And then somehow, some way, he's just drunk and says it in the press conference that they have after the show. And then now they just make it his whole gimmick. And then the thing where he's like, 4 letters, 2 words, and it's like, dude, that's not yours either. That is not your shit, nigga. Glorilla was the one that made that shit, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he did not make anything related to his fucking gimmick. Like, as much as I'm annoyed with Rikishi and The Rock for kind of like doing certain shit related to black culture, at least they like made some new shit, right? Like, they didn't steal, well, they did steal from black culture, but I'm saying like all their sayings and slogans and shit like that, they made that, from the script and whatnot. But this nigga took shit from like real like memes and whatnot, and made it his gimmick. It's like, bro, you didn't even make your own fucking gimmick. Like, I don't know, man. I just get fucking irritated. And then another comparison that I was thinking of was Crime Time and Eddie Guerrero, right? Like, and again, Eddie Guerrero's not Samoan, so I'm not talking about that right here, but I'm just saying how it seems like WWE is not even allowing like actual fucking black Americans to be black American in its entirety when it comes to like being on screen. Like, they can't fucking say certain shit and dress certain ways and wear certain hairstyles because other people think it's unprofessional or it doesn't look right or whatnot. But as soon as somebody that is not black does the exact same shit, all of a sudden it's cool, and all of a sudden it gets them over and it makes them a superstar, and they're doing all this other shit, right? But when an actual black person does the same fucking shit, especially like knowing that black Americans made whatever they're doing, it doesn't get over, or they don't get a push, or they get some type of flack from the fans or creative or whatever the case may be. But the reason I was mentioning the Eddie Guerrero and the Crime Time thing was because Eddie Guerrero, for majority of his career, was looked at as a babyface. And I say looked at as a babyface because his whole career he was not a babyface. But I'm saying they just kind of like, everybody loved Eddie Guerrero, right? But his whole entire fucking thing was I lie, I cheat, I steal, right? So every time he fucking cheated and he did some crazy shit to win, it was looked at as like, oh my gosh, that's so fucking funny and that's so, high IQ and all this other bullshit, right? But when Crime Time does the same fucking thing, now all of a sudden it's not getting over, and people aren't fucking with it and whatnot, right? But it just pisses me off how everybody else becomes successful off of black culture except black Americans themselves, right? And another thing that is also annoying is how anytime something like this is brought up, everybody always says like, oh, you should be happy that people are able to do things like this and get over, because it shows that like you can do the same thing. But that's not the fucking case. It's like, we've seen this time and time again where black people do some shit like this and it doesn't get over. And then what do? They give the same fucking gimmick to a Samoan, and now all of a sudden it's just the best thing ever. They just immediately become a big star. Like, I don't fucking get it, man. And even Umaga, like when he started coming out with the face paint and stuff like that and he got over like that, originally he was dressing damn near the same way Jacob Fatu does. Like, shit, you would have thought this whole fucking family was black. Like, that's what I'm saying. That just pisses me off, because everybody also says that, like, oh, it's about where you grew up and who you grew up around. Like, I don't care about that shit, right? Because I grew up in an area predominantly around, like Mexicans, because this is California, so there's a fuck ton of Mexicans, but also a lot of white people and Asian people. And you don't see me trying to fucking immerse myself in like Mexican culture or, white culture or Asian cultures or anything like that, because I'm not just gonna fucking do some shit without, being a part of that fucking culture already. But it's like everybody else expects black people to just let everybody in, like we have to share every fucking thing, right? Like, every single time black people make something popular and then somebody else does it and then black people check them on that, they start feeling offended because they're entitled to black culture. It's like, no, you have to fucking share your culture, and we get to, wear your hairstyles and wear your clothes and all that type of shit. But if you do it, you're unprofessional and it's improper and all this other type of bullshit. But as soon as somebody else does something, the exact same thing, now all of a sudden it's tolerated. Like another analogy is like fucking white girls, right? When white girls go out in public, everybody always says how cool it is for them to wear bonnets and be themselves and stuff like that, right? But when black girls do the exact same fucking shit, all of a sudden it's ghetto and it's unprofessional and shit. And then when you go to black boys or I shouldn't say black boys because everybody wears Crocs and slides and stuff, but you know, anytime black people go out wearing, you know, like something casual, you know, like sweatpants and Crocs and slides or something like that, they always say you look unprofessional or you look lazy and whatnot, stuff like that, right? But as soon as anybody else does that shit, it's fucking fine. You know, and I'm sure there's better analogies that I could have fucking used, but I'm just trying to use some shit that I see a lot more in my generation, right? But the point is, I just hate how this entire fucking family keeps saying that, oh my gosh, we're so prideful of our culture and we, you know, like we've been working our asses off. It's like, bro, you guys did not work your fucking ass off and you did not become successful because of your own culture. All of you niggas became successful as soon as you started doing shit related to black culture, right? And again, like I said, I don't care that majority of them grew up in California around black people and stuff like that, because going back to what I said, I am not emulating cultures that I am not fucking a part of. I don't care if you grew up around white people or black people or whatever, nigga. That's not your fucking culture. So I don't understand why black people have to be so welcoming to everybody else. And it especially pisses me off, right? Because this is not just the Anoa'i family. This is all Samoans, right? How often do you see online where somebody gets like one of those tribal tattoos, or they might not be tribal tattoos, but they, you know, they hold significance within Samoan culture, right? Where you see all the tattoos that The Rock has and Roman Reigns and the Usos, right? All those tattoos have great meaning in their culture, and they find it very disrespectful for anybody else to get those type of tattoos and not know the significance, right? Like I think it was Logan Paul or Jake Paul, one of them, where they got the tattoo, and you know Samoans were coming out and they were getting pissed off because they're like, bro, you don't even know what the fuck that tattoo means or what it is and what it represents and all this type of stuff, and yet you're getting it. And you know it pisses them off, right? But they look at us like we're the fucking issue whenever we defend black culture, right? Like I just don't understand how they don't understand that it's the same fucking thing. Just like you guys get mad and try to gatekeep your culture and stuff like that when other people don't know the fucking significance or they don't pay homage to, you know, who made it or whatever the case may be, is the exact same thing that black people do whenever other people are trying to fucking steal shit from the culture as well. Like when white people start doing shit that black people made, or Samoans are doing it, or Hispanics are doing it. It's like everybody wants to fucking, it's like they are entitled as fuck to black culture. But as soon as you do the exact same thing to them, now all of a sudden it's a problem. So like I said, I think that it should be mutual. If you want to gatekeep your fucking culture, that's perfectly fine. But it should also be fine for us to do the exact same shit. Now, if you want us to share our shit, well then you got to do the same fucking shit with no pushback. I don't want to hear nobody getting all butthurt and shit if you see a black person walking around with a fucking Samoan tattoo or doing some shit from Mexican culture or any type of other Hispanic culture and whatnot, because you niggas do the exact same thing to black culture, and then you want to bitch and moan when a black person does something related to your culture. It's just fucking irritating, man. But like I said, I especially, you know, take that up with this family because that's their entire fucking family. Like it's just crazy how it's not one wrestler. It's literally their whole damn family. Their whole family profited off of black culture. This Samoan family who always, you know, talks about how big of a legacy their family has and all that type of shit. It's like, bro, you niggas don't even get the credit for that. That's all black culture. You niggas would not be where you are without black culture. Rikishi wouldn't be popular. The Usos damn sure wouldn't be popular. Jacob Fatu wouldn't be popular. And then, even though it's not black culture, Yokozuna wouldn't have been popular if he wasn't, going around with the Japanese gimmick and stuff like that. Like, they all just fucking steal shit. They all steal shit. And, like I said, they're not the only ones. They're just the ones that I mentioned for this video because, for one, they're the most successful off of doing it. But for two, it's their big ass family. It's not even just one wrestler, it's their entire fucking family that steals shit. Like, seriously, man, the fact that Jay Uso, bro, like, it just pisses me off, especially with him. It's like this nigga got pushed to the fucking moon because of the whole yeet shit and the and all that type of shit. It's like, bro, that is not you, nigga. You do not act like that. You do not talk like that. Like, fuck, man. And even if you did, like I said, nigga, it's not your fucking culture. That you're using AAVE, all the fucking you know, shit that black people made up, like all the words and the phrases and stuff like that. That's all black culture. And yet these niggas are the ones that got successful off of it. I still have yet to see Trick Williams get a big push. He's getting kind of pushed right now. It seems like they're trying to build up something between him and Drew McIntyre. And then I'm not sure if they're gonna have Obafemi or LA Knight fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, but they could be building something right there. And then Javon Evans. Javon Evans is the one I've been mostly looking at, him and Carmelo Hayes. But like I said, bro, Jay Uso became a fucking world champion. Like, this dude is like, and this is no disrespect to Jeff Hardy because I fuck with Jeff Hardy, but Jay Uso is a tag team star. He should never have been in the main picture whatsoever. He's not even like, even if you compare him to Jimmy Uso, he's not better than him on the mic, in the ring, whatever, nigga. He's not even the better twin out of that fucking tag team, and yet he got the Rumble win over fucking John Cena, who was on his last year, over CM Punk, who had never main evented WrestleMania, over Roman Reigns, who was, going after Cody for the title again. Then you had a couple other people in there, and they gave Jay Uso the Rumble win. Then they had him win the fucking World Heavyweight Championship. Like, he got so much of a fucking push that he did not deserve. And then I know for a fact that Obafemi is not going to get a push like that. Trick Williams is not going to get a push like that. Carmelo Hayes is not going to get a push like that. Javon Evans is not going to get a push like that. They're not going to get a push like that. I'm already fucking knowing it. I'm already knowing it. And what's done is done. That's the fucked up part about it. It's like this whole fucking family became successful off of black culture. The whole family. Same thing with Zila Fatu, or however you pronounce his name in the other promotions. That dude is just like fucking Jacob Fatu. Using all the fucking slang that black people created and whatnot. And now everybody finds it cool, of course. But when black people talk like that, it's unprofessional, it's ghetto, all this other type of shit. It just pisses me off, man. So, like I said, that was really all I had to say. I should make more WWE videos, dog. I love WWE. I haven't been watching in the past few years, though. But I think, what I might do for WWE videos, because I was born in 2006 and I started watching in, I want to say, like 2011 or 2012, when the whole John Cena, CM Punk, Alberto Del Rio shit was going on. But I think if I make more WWE videos in the future, I'm going to watch wrestling all the way from like the beginning of WWE all the way to when I started watching wrestling like in real time. And then I'll just like make different videos talking about like the feuds back then and whatnot. Cause I actually have been doing that where I would go back and watch some of like the old matches with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool, bro. I got to check out a lot more of those older matches and stuff because, You know, WWE is just not it right now, especially with fucking TKO just making everything super expensive. But yeah, that was all I had to talk about. You know, again, this is no hate to Samoans or anything like that, but this is just like a message really to everybody because it just applies to everyone. Like, I don't like the fact that everybody is entitled to black culture to such an extent that they like literally get mad at black people for defending their shit. But then as soon as the roles are reversed and black people start doing shit pertaining to their culture, all of a sudden it's a fucking issue. So, like I said, the Anoa'i family, they don't deserve credit for pretty much any of the shit that they did in the company. They all got over from black culture. And then I guess to go back to The Rock, the reason why I said I wouldn't give him a pass either is because I also found out that his fucking dad isn't even black American. His dad is Canadian. So The Rock really probably hasn't even been around black American culture either. But like I said, that was all I had to talk about. I know I'm just fucking rambling right now. I didn't think this video was gonna be this long. But yeah, man. That's all.